Creation Science Museum of Canada is now on the road, a traveling museum that comes to you. Our desire is to bring glory to the Creator, using scientific evidences and discoveries in an easy-to-understand way. We believe that this is not only an excellent tool for evangelism in the Western Hemisphere, but that it also edifies the believer. We have found that the sciences bring home the reality of the Creator God in a tangible way, and that creation itself displays His very character. We are convinced that the Bible gives an accurate account of the creation, the fall, and the method of redemption for mankind. That it is the true word of the Creator God, named by name as the Lord Jesus Christ in the book of John. Based in Ontario, Ian Juby is the founder of the Creation Science Museum of Canada, is an active member of Mensa Canada, the president of the International Creation Science Special Interest Group for Mensa members, and has spent 15 years in personal studies and origins, including some original research. He has spoken on creation science for over 10 years in high schools, youth conventions, churches, and on international television. The Traveling Museum has grown considerably since its inception in the late 90s, and it is an essential part of this ministry. Our ministry is for all ages. While the adults are the main recipients, Ian's main focus has always been the teens. Having worked in a high school for 10 years, he is all too aware of the evolutionary thinking that teens are inundated with throughout high school and university or college. We also haven't forgotten the kids. The Creation Science Playland is under construction for Christian summer day camps and vacation Bible schools. In these programs, the kids make and take home creation-oriented crafts and receive both a science lesson and a biblical lesson in every session. If your church or group has constraints on time, finances, or space, there are still plenty of options. Part of the museum could be set up, or Ian can deliver up to 10 hours of multimedia presentations on a wide range of topics you can choose from. All that is needed is a meeting room and a projector screen, and no group is too small. Alternatively, may we suggest that several churches sponsoring a creation science seminar in a public facility also works well. We also have our own book and video table, as creation materials can often be difficult to get a hold of. Thank you for granting us your time to introduce our ministry. Contact information will be provided after this short video clip, and we hope to hear from you.
Ian Juby, I saw him the first time watching television on Trinity. I never missed Carl Ball. I have it set to record it all the time. You should never miss it. He is the best. Well, Ian Juby is one of his favorite people that he has on the show. He's on, 10 times a year, whatever. And he's on all over the world. Every country in the world he's on. This man is qualified and credentialed, made most of this stuff here. And some of you want to know, are they real or are they replicas? I'll let him tell that later. But I'll tell you one thing, this man has it. He's a dear friend, and he's here with his father in grave condition with his health right now. And he loves his dad dearly, but he still came to be with us. And he might have to go back to Canada. So we welcome our Canadian friend, Ian Juby. Give him a big hand.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's so good to see. Gods, look at how many boys and girls we have here. Man, it's really, really good to see you all here. It really is. Now, do you guys mind if I take a moment to introduce myself to your parents? Is that okay? Actually, do you guys mind if the adults stay? Is that okay? Okay, cool. That was nice of them, wasn't it? Hey? Thought I'd take just a brief moment to introduce myself because not many people realize how famous I am. But for you infoholics there's my website, ianjuby.org. And as Pastor Scudder, I finally got to meet Dr. Scudder this morning for the first time. I've been here a number of times, but never got to meet him. And so finally got to meet him, and he came and shook my hand on the stage. Didn't I see you on TV? I don't know, you can't see out the other way. I don't know. Anyway, that's my website there. I come from the thriving metropolis of Chalk River, Ontario, Canada, right where that puny little red star is. I took a shortcut here through Ohio and Virginia because I took a wrong turn. But, sorry, Mensa moment. Anyway. And I do a lot of stuff with the children, love doing the children's stuff. I'm not sure if they have more fun or I do. And I get that from a lot of parents. So are you single? Are you married? Do you have kids? No, I'm single. My last girlfriend broke up with me. I spent $500 on her on Valentine's Day, and she called it quits. It was the best table saw the craftsman sold. I don't know what her problem was. But thank you for getting that. I told that in Akron. They thought it was tragic. She said, oh, she left you? Anyway. So yeah, I'm single mostly by choice. It's the women's choice, but I'm single by choice. So, I happen to be the owner of Canada's first creation museum. It's a traveling museum, and this is pretty much all I have right here. I originally built it as a traveling creation museum because most people don't realize how predominantly rural Canada is. For instance, when I leave for Alberta, which is only 3 provinces over, I leave my house if you're in the United States, I leave my house at 4 in the morning. I will drive for 19 hours. I can't drive anymore. I have to pull over and sleep for the night. I still haven't left Ontario. It's a 40-hour drive just to get to Alberta for me. And most of Canada is like that. Who's going to drive 40 hours to go to a museum, except for weirdos like me? I don't count. So I bring the museum to the predominantly rural Canada, and I also wind up bringing it all around the United States. And as Dr. Scudder mentioned, every time I'm in the U.S., Carl has me on his show, and we have a great time. It's now been an honor, actually. I've been on his program more than any other guest, and that really is an honor to me. We really have fun. I always enjoy being in the TBN studios. This is a little project I'm working on. It will hopefully be a weekly creation science show in Canada. Hopefully within the next year. GenesisWeek.com. You'll be able to view the shows online for free. The pilots are on there. This I'm going to talk about later on in the week. This was the Big Valley Creation Science Museum. I'm curious, did anybody catch that in the news? It opened up last summer. Okay, a bit of hit and miss. It made international news, literally. This little 700 square foot building, Canada's first permanent creation museum. We were floored by the media response. Absolutely floored. So I'm going to talk about that later on. I'm also on GodTube and YouTube. My username is Wazulu, and I got all kinds of, I have my video logs on there, a whole pile of other videos. The original Complete Creation series was on there, and now we're re-recording those here at Quinton Road. So we'll be doing that this week. I'm also the founder of the International Creation Science Special Interest Group for Mensa members. How many people know what Mensa is? I'm curious. Wow, quite a few. Okay. Mensa is an international high IQ society. To be a member, you just have to have an IQ in the top 2% of the general population. Nothing to it. So I'm a member, and the special interest groups are the heartbeat of Mensa. And there wasn't a SIG for creation science, so I started one. I asked if we could make it international because I only had one Canadian member, and he was moving away. He was moving out of the country. So they approved it. So it's now an international creation science SIG. And let me just explain to you what it means to have a genius level IQ. It means you realize you did something stupid faster than the average individual realizes it, okay? I realized when I saw the West Virginia sign that I had misread the map somewhere. I didn't think this was the right direction. See, it was genius kicking in. Okay. Anyway, there's Carl Baugh, and incidentally, every Tuesday, 6 o'clock local time is when it is on. Excellent program. Do get it when you get the chance. Catch it every week if you can. If you can't get it on TV, I used to watch it on dial-up when I was home, and it actually worked quite well. They have streaming off the TBN website. Okay, I want to start off tonight with a pop quiz for the kids. And you're going to be tested on this later on. Okay? You ready for this? I want you to give me your answers as fast as you can. Okay? First question. You ready? Are you ready? Well, at least somebody said okay. Okay. All right, here we go. When did the dinosaurs live? Long time ago. How long ago? Million years ago. 10,000 years ago. What do you think? 980? Okay. Okay, very quick. Here we go. Ready? Did dinosaurs and people ever live together? What do you think? Yes. No. No. Oh, I don't know. One side says yes, the other side says no. Okay. Oh, now they're saying yes. Okay. What happened to the dinosaurs? They died? Why? A meteor. Okay. Hold on a second. Here we go. Ready? You think there was cavemen? No, yes. Okay. If there was cavemen, do you think they were smart? Okay. Where did birds come from? God. Okay. How old is the earth? 2,000. Millions of years old. Okay. That was it. Now, parents, I did that for your sake. Okay? Hang with me here. We'll go somewhere with that. Now, I want you guys to know that I believe my Bible. From beginning to end, from Genesis right through to Revelation, I absolutely believe it is the true and authoritative Word of God. I absolutely believe it. Now, I've gotten the chance to study science for, about 20 years now. I know it's a long time. I'm old. I'm sorry. But I've become convinced every time I study this book scientifically that it is correct. Every single time. And my Bible talks about you guys. The Bible says the invisible things of Him, the Creator, from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. That's you. You see, God is seen in His creation. You, His creation, see God in the creation. It's very evident. And I hope to show you that later on tonight. Anybody know who the Creator is? He had his hand up pretty quick. Yeah, God. Do you know His name? Jesus. That's right. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything that was made. Jesus is the Creator, and that is why His death and resurrection is so important. The Creator came and died for us. That's why it's important. Okay, now, I want to throw a couple things out for you here. We're going to first of all talk about what science is, okay? And there's some pretty big words, okay? It's the study of the world around us, and it is based on, you ready for this? Observation. Now, this is what I mean by that. If I take a flask and I have two chemicals, and I mix those two chemicals together and it blows up in my face, that's an observation. I observed it blowing up in my face. Okay? Okay. Now, it has to be repeatable for it to be science. Okay? So then I call up, hey, bud, mix these two chemicals together. Tell me what happens. Okay? So he mixes the two chemicals together. It blows up in his face. We just repeated the results. Do you see what I'm getting at here? It's repeatable. Okay? And it has to be predictable. So Bud and I call up Joseph. Hey, Joseph, mix these two chemicals together. We can predict that it's going to blow up in his face. So we stand back and put our safety glasses on. Okay? That's science. It's observable, repeatable, and predictable. Now, there's going to be a test on that later on. Okay? Now, anybody know what this story is? Huh? Frog Prince. Yes. The princess kisses the frog and poof, turns into a prince, right? No. Do you think a frog can turn into a prince? No. You don't think a frog can turn into a prince? No. Even if you got like the magic wand and stuff? What if a scientist told you a frog could turn into a prince? Would you believe them? Oh yeah? You believe them, okay. Well, let me tell you something. I got a little surprise for you. I know a whole pile of scientists who say that the Bible is not true, there is no God, and frogs turned into princes. I agree, no. In fact, there's a scientific and natural law. Are we ready for this? This is a big word. There is a scientific and natural law that says it is impossible for a frog to turn into a prince. It's called the law of biogenesis. Can you say that? Biogenesis? Biogenesis. Hey, I'm impressed. Man, I didn't even have to lead you guys through that. Okay, so the law of biogenesis says it's impossible for frogs to turn into princes. Now, my Bible says that you guys can tell the creation has been created, and you, the creation, can recognize the Creator. This is a nifty little gadget. It's called the Baghdad battery. It was found in Iraq, and it's got an iron rod, a copper tube, it's got asphalt on the top, a little wire coming out, and it's all in a clay vase. You put acid in it, and it makes electricity. It's a battery. Do you guys think that battery had a creator, or do you think it formed by itself? Well, someone's determined it formed by itself. A creator, right? You can recognize someone made it. What about that? Was that created? Yeah, okay. What about that? Did that have a creator? Yes. What about that? Did it have a creator? Okay. Anybody know what that is? A motor. That's right. Now, look very carefully. This motor has several parts. It's an electric motor. It has the rotor. It's called that because it rotates. Then you have the stator. It's called that because it stays there. Then you have the drive shaft, which goes through the bushing or bearing, which holds the whole thing centered so it can rotate. Now, you guys know that had a creator, right? Okay, now, I'm hoping you kids over there can see this, but if you can't, make sure you come out over here later on and make sure that you push a button before you leave, okay? So if you're under 13, if you're 13 and under, you have to push a button before you leave, okay? So my age or younger, okay? Okay, I think this is the right one. Okay, this is a nifty little creature that is right now swimming around in your intestine. Ew. It's called a bacteria, and specifically E. coli. Now, E. coli bacteria have this tail that it spins, and that's how it swims. Now, because it spins its tail, the tail takes on a corkscrew shape, and it spins it, get this, up to 100,000 times every minute. Give you a quick comparison. The F-15 jet fighter, one of the most advanced jet fighters in the world, its engines only spool out at about 45,000 turns every minute. This outstrips it 2 to 1. This bacteria can swim 15 body lengths in 1 second. So in other words, if you were to keep up, you'd have to swim from about here to those stands in 1 second. Anybody want to try? Don't, you'll hurt yourself. Trust me on this, okay? Now, the Japanese especially are really paying attention to this because what they're doing is they are dissecting it and trying to figure out how it works because they want to copy it. They want to make robots so small based on this technology that they can put it into a needle and inject it into your blood vessels and have it do surgery on the inside of your body without even cutting you open. That's pretty impressive. So what they're doing is they're cutting it in half to see what they can see. And when they take a look inside, this is what they see. It is essentially an electric motor. It has all the parts of an electric motor. The rotor, called that because it rotates. The stator, called that because it stays there. The drive shaft, which runs through the bushing or bearing, which holds the whole thing centered. And then finally, spinning the tail in what many have called a universal joint. Now, you guys think this had a creator, this model, right? What about the bacteria? No. It's as complex. Complexity implies it was created. Let me ask it another way. Can this battery, or can the bacteria assemble itself without a guided, intelligent creator? Does it just fall together? No. It has to have a creator. See, and you guys are just kids. You even know that. Now, here's the catch. Now, if you girls, if you have long hair, you can do this. Boys, don't pull your hair out because then this happens, okay? So, but if you have long hair, pull a hair around and look at the very tip of your hair. Or maybe you can borrow your friend's hair. Okay, just don't pull it out. This motor is so small, you can fit 8 million of these motors on the tip of one of your hairs. Whoever this creator is a pretty amazing creator. And it demands a creator. Okay, I'm going to do something I normally don't do. Okay, anybody know what that is? Egg from ostrich egg. You got it. Pretty big egg, huh? Okay. I'm going to do something that I normally never do. This is an actual fossil dinosaur egg. This is not a cast. It's the real McCoy. This is a hadrosaur egg. And I'm going to talk about the hadrosaurs later on. That big one down there, that is a hadrosaur, a full-grown one. Oh, that's okay. Wait for it. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pass this around. Okay? So you can actually hold a dinosaur egg. How many museums can let you pet their dinosaur egg? Not many, eh? Okay. No, it's not alive. It's very dead. It's very dead. It's very fossilized. So this is an actual fossil hadrosaur egg. I want you to do a couple things, though. Pass it around carefully. Don't hold it above your head, because then you drop it on someone else's head and they get mad at you. Okay? So carefully hold it and pass it around so everybody gets a chance to hold it. And don't put it in your pocket and walk out the door with it. Okay? So be very careful with it. I'm going to pass it around. I'll start down here. This is what I'll keep. It's nowhere near as much fun as the dinosaur egg. Yep. And it is heavy, by the way. Don't forget, it is a rock. Now, dinosaur eggs tell a very interesting story. And I'm going to use this cast of that dinosaur egg to explain it. Some people have tried to say that there was no past global flood. Now, you guys remember the story of Noah and the ark in the Bible? Yeah? Okay. It's a really big flood, and this guy by the name of Noah built a really big boat. Do you guys think maybe Noah brought dinosaurs on the ark? No? They would eat them? Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? Oh. Okay. Now, first of all, a lot of people say Noah couldn't have brought dinosaurs on the ark. They're too big. I mean, Brachiosaurus was huge. He was like 80 feet long from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail. If you were Noah, now my Bible says God instructed Noah to bring 2 of every land animal. Are dinosaurs land animals? So Noah's supposed to bring dinosaurs with him. What would you do if you were Noah? Oh, well, that's a problem. Have any of you gotten the chance to clean out a barn recently? Oh, you did? Lucky you. Was it fun? Oh, she's enjoying it. Okay, good. It was fun, right? Can you imagine cleaning out after a barn full of dinosaurs? Ugh. But if I was Noah, you know what I would do? Here's what I would do. I would bring baby dinosaurs on the ark. Think about it for a second. Here's the size they were when they're born. Okay? Here's the size of a full-grown one. Look at the difference in size. This was just its head. Look at how big they grow. So if I were Noah, I would bring the baby dinosaurs on the ark because they sleep lots, they don't eat much, don't take a lot of space, don't go to the bathroom much, that's important. And when they get off the ark, they have a full life ahead of them, right? So now, there is a problem. Noah only brought a few dinosaurs on the ark. He didn't bring all of them. Now, my Bible, where's my Bible? There's my Bible. My Bible says that the floodwaters rose for 150 days. That's 5 months. Shh, careful now. That's 5 months. If you were a dinosaur, wouldn't you have to lay eggs in 5 months? No. Most dinosaurs would. And when you gotta go, you gotta go. So whether there's a raging flood going on or not, the dinosaurs have to do something about their eggs because the water is continually rising until the highest land is covered. And the dinosaurs can no longer roam. So here's what they did. Now this is a reconstruction of an oviraptor egg nest. Now the oviraptor egg nest, actually I'm going to pull this off and hold it up for everybody so you can see. The oviraptor eggs, or the oviraptor, it's very interesting how it got its name. It's called egg stealer or egg robber. Here's why. When they first found an oviraptor, they found it with a dinosaur egg nest. And they thought that the dinosaur was stealing the eggs. And so that's why they called it egg robber, oviraptor. Now later on, they found the same eggs as these, only it had a baby dinosaur inside the egg. Guess what kind of dinosaur it was? Oviraptor. It wasn't stealing its eggs. It was a mother sitting on the nest, protecting its eggs from the flood. That's most likely what it was. Now here's what the oviraptor wants to do. And by the way, later on they found a couple of oviraptors actually buried alive, sitting on the nest. That was a pretty fast flood. Now here's what the oviraptor wants to do when it lays its nest. It stands in the middle, and apparently it laid 2 eggs at a time. So you see how the eggs are in pairs? And so what it would do is it would stand in the middle and lay them. It would lay 2 eggs, rotate, lay 2 eggs, rotate, lay 2 eggs. And it would do that in a circle and then make a second level. And then it would sit on the nest much like a bird sits on its nest. Now that's what the oviraptors wanted to do. But here's the thing. When we find dinosaur egg nests, we usually don't find them like this. We usually find them in piles. Or in this case, we actually found this egg nest. If you look carefully, the eggs actually rise as they go around the circle. Apparently, as the dinosaur was laying its egg nest, the mud it was laying him in was actually going up. It was actually rising. Again, it's evidence of a flood. This dinosaur here was another oviraptor. Almost looked like this oviraptor was laying its eggs on the run. Why would it do that? I wonder what on earth it was running from. Maybe it was Noah's flood. Maybe. Okay.